Hey guys, it's Melanie. Happy Sunday. Welcome back to candle review number 2 of the day. If you missed it a little bit earlier, I uploaded my thoughts on the Citrus Garden Mint fragrance, also from Homeworx. I will link that in the cards up above and in the description box down below. So if you're interested in that review, that particular candle, at least today when I am filming this, and I'm filming this on Friday, the Citrus Garden Mint is on sale for $15, but the Sunflower Sunset, which we're reviewing in this video, is not on any kind of sale. That appears to be full price at $30. The Sunflower Sunset fragrance is also, it's at QVC as well. I'm not sure if it's over at Ulta, but I will link this wherever you can get it in the description box down below. But let's go ahead and get into it. First of all, love the label on this one. I think even though this scent is quite perfumey and not really necessarily in my wheelhouse, the label of this takes me back to the 90s. I'm not sure if there's any other 90s girlies or boys out there, but I was a teenager in the 90s, and I remember sunflowers being a really big thing just in terms of not only home decor, but sunflowers were on clothing. You could buy little like sunflower jewelry. They were like sunflower hair accessories. The sunflowers were big. And honestly, this scent, which I have mentioned is kind of perfumey, it kind of reminds me a lot of some of the like drugstore perfumes that I wore back in the 90s. So yeah, this is a little bit of like a memory trigger type fragrance for me. And I like that. And I like that it is a memory trigger in multiple ways, like not just like in the olfactory way in terms of the fragrance, but also the aesthetics of this just kind of take me back to a different time in my life, many moons ago now. Okay, let's go ahead and read through the fragrance notes here. So the description is kind of pretty, so I'm going to read the description for this one as well. So the golden rays of the setting sun are captured with a colorful combination of scarlet sunflower, velvet rose, red currant, and midnight jasmine that scents the evening air. So our fragrance notes here, once again, are scarlet sunflower, velvet rose, red currant, and midnight jasmine. Okay, so happy to report that the red currant that's in here is not super prominent. I have a little bit of a thing against red currant. It's red currant for me is one of those bad memory triggers. I've mentioned this before, but way back in my college days, I had a boyfriend at the time, and he purchased me this candle, and it was a red currant scent, and turns out that guy was kind of a weirdo, and I just didn't have a great time in relationship. So yeah, whenever I smell red currant, I'm reminded of him usually, which, you know, that's the downside to having these fragrance memory triggers, right? Like sometimes you smell something and you're like, oh, that reminds me of a not great time in my life. Like whenever I smell lilies, I think of funerals. Like anytime that I have ever really done work with lilies in terms of like my florist work, it has been for funerals. So when I smell lilies in a home fragrance, or when I smell them like out on a walk in someone's yard, I immediately think funeral, sad, not happy. Anyway, the red currant is not super noticeable in here, just to get back to the point. I think that for me, the rose, which is kind of an interesting, like it's an in-between like modern and very like traditional rose scent. Like it doesn't smell super old-fashioned, but it also doesn't smell like a very clean, classic modern rose either. It's kind of in between the two. The jasmine. Okay, I love jasmine. This jasmine in here smells like that really beautiful, clean white jasmine. Very feminine, very perfumey, and just so pretty. The sunflower is kind of an interesting note to me because it just... I'm trying to remember the exact name of the fragrance. I know there was a sunflower fragrance from Elizabeth Arden, I believe it was, But there were also some fragrances at the drugstore that had, I think they might have been like the dupes for the Elizabeth Arden Sunflower fragrance. But there's like this kind of strange, really bright, vibrant, perfumey note that I just always equated with sunflower, and I can't even like put it into words because it just smells like this generic sunflower scent, right? Like sunflowers themselves, I don't think they have a particularly like strong fragrance. In fact, I don't really think of sunflowers being like the most fragrant flower that there is, but there's just this like sunflower like note, I'm using air quotes back here, that just kind of takes me back to those perfumes that typically were touted as like a sunflower type scent. Definitely very like sunny type fragrances, vibrant, clean smelling for sure, but very perfumey. And that's what this scent is. Like, it's just a very perfumey, floral. It's a perfumey floral. I like this one because it gives me those positive memory triggers of like back in the day, but it is not a type of candle that I would consider hoarding in any kind of way. If this is the candle that you normally gravitate towards, I think you might really enjoy it. If you typically love florals, if you typically love more perfumey scents, this one is going to be something that you might want to look into. I would definitely suggest waiting for a sale. You might even see this one popping up at your local like Marshall's, Home Goods, TJ Maxx. A lot of the Homeworx candles are showing up there. I think people have even found like the Day at the Carnival candles at those various outlet stores. So it's worth keeping your eye open. If you can get a Homeworx candle for like $16.99, that's a great deal. There are a number of candles on their website right now that I mentioned that are on a pretty good sale. Same prices as like Home Goods, Marshalls, TJ Maxx. You can use the ambassador discount codes in addition. I'll put mine down below. But I would not suggest paying full price for this one. The strength and the throw are actually quite decent as well. So between the Citrus Garden Mint and this Sunflower Sunset, there was definitely good consistency. Just in terms of not having any problems with the wicks. This one I am at the halfway point. I'll give you an overhead view here in a second. But the strength and the throw of this one are both at a solid 7 for me. Now, I have had them for the most part inside of my Chester Hurricanes. That being said, I think they do okay outside of the Hurricanes as well, but you're gonna get just a little bit more oomph if you stick them in a Hurricane. If you don't have a great affordable one, I'll link one that is available at Target that works really well. I think it's like 25 bucks, and it has the perfect diameter to give you a little bit of extra airflow around the candle as well. It's just a very simple one as well. So no matter what your home decor style is, it should fit in with what you have going on at your house. So good solid strength and throw out of this. I'm enjoying it. Will I repurchase it? Nope, I will not, but it definitely was a pleasant trip down memory lane, and I appreciate Homeworx sending this one out for consideration. That being said, after I finish these two candles, it is back to burning what is in my summer backup stash and just working my way through a ton of farm stand blueberry, farm stand peach, farm stand strawberry. I have a lot of coconut shortbread, some berry trifles. Oh my gosh, I have a lot. So, join me on my Let's Burn It journey. Oh, let me give you guys the overhead shot real quick, and then we will see ourselves out here. All right, here you go. So not completely pulled out. She pulls out no problem. I get a nice deep wax pool on this. I did just light this about 10 minutes ago before starting to get ready to film. So yeah, anyway, you get a nice wax pool. There's no discoloration in the wax for me. There's no sooting, nothing like that. I've been trimming the wicks just ever so slightly, but these wicks don't get crazy strong. So or crazy long. So keep that in mind. Don't over trim your wicks. All right, see you guys in the next one. Take care. Toodaloo.